Welcome back, everyone. It is another week, another Thursday night football showdown slate. Tyler, we're getting so close, man, and thank God you're here and have done the homework because I tried making a few lineups earlier today, and I'm really suffering, and which is shocking to me because the Bucs are my team, man. I lived, breathed, and died. Fell in love with my wife at a Bucs game.
Before that, but yes,
yeah,
then too.
Bucs are my team, man, and I'm having such a hard damn time this week. So I'm so glad you're here and you did all the homework because I'm ready to take some notes and dive into this thing, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull this up now on Draftkings right now. Yeah, it's back up.
Yeah. And all I've done is quarter jukebox so far, and I'm still having a ton of trouble.
All right, so looking at the numbers, you're right. I did go back. I did the homework. There's not very many options this week to get a lot of points. From what it looks like, the best option to play is going to be the running back off of Tampa Bay. Jones seems to be the best option, the captain. And there's a few reasons why. Obviously, price is one of the huge reasons. He opens up a lot of doors for us there, which we like. We could get some good builds out of it. The other thing that I like about that is I've been comparing this game a lot to the Carolina game that they played earlier this year, the Bucs. Because of the way that the numbers look defensively ranking, they were almost the exact same team, meaning the Bears and the Panthers as far as defense go. And in that game, Fournette torched Carolina. Brady didn't put up any points. Fournette lit them up, destroyed them. Evans did pretty good in that game, even though Carolina's pretty good against the throw, at least fantasy points wise. But yeah, Fournette was the pick. With that being said, he doesn't look like he's going to be playing this week, or at least I hope he's not. He's going to be a game time decision. I'm really hoping he doesn't start, or if he starts, I'm still going to be on Jones and hope that Fournette doesn't get that many looks because they're just kind of working him back in.
Yeah. Breaking at 3:11 today, Chris Godwin has been ruled out too.
Yes, and so is Watson.
I just got that alert, actually. And who?
Watson.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Fournette just turned to doubtful.
Okay. So pretty banged up there. I think LaShawn McCoy, he might, not that he's really a factor, but I don't think he's going to play either. So
he's out. They got out on him now.
So in the running backs there, it'd probably just be Ronald Jones and Keyshawn Vaughn.
It's funny you say Keyshawn Vaughn. He has worked his way into a few of my lineups, and to be different, I put him as the captain in one of them, just because. I mean, if Jones gets hurt or something stupid, he's going to be less than 1% owned as a captain. I'll run that risk.
Yeah, 1,500 as the captain. That's pretty.
You could stack some lineups.
It's pretty juicy. So, would you like to start at the top, my friend?
Go for it.
All right, Thomas, Brady, Maximus, GOAT. I feel like everything I hear on like Sirius XM radio and what I've been reading is start running backs against Carolina. But if Brady is passing to the running back, and he's definitely done that with Ronald Jones. As a Ronald Jones owner, I severely appreciate it. Ronald Jones averaging like 2 catches a game, but with no wide receivers healthy and guys out. I mean, it could be like Aaron Rodgers with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams last week.
Absolutely. It could
where if they can't run the ball, they're just going to use wide receivers everywhere they can.
Yeah.
My concern. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry about that. My concern is though, we saw, like, for example, with Green Bay, like you said with Aaron Rodgers. So he used out of the backfield. Obviously, Rodgers used Rodgers a lot. But what ended up happening though is he used a tight end a lot. He didn't really use his wide receivers. I think Evans is a very good play, but I don't know how much Brady's going to use his other receivers, which scares me because the only reason why Aaron Rodgers had the points that he had was because he threw fucking 5 touchdowns and 3 of them were to Tanyan. So, or 4 touchdowns. I think it was 4
Big
touchdowns.
Dick Bobby.
Yeah, so either Gronkowski then is a play, or Breit is a play, or he's going to be throwing it to the running back.
So with all that being said, we know Tom Brady's going to pass the football. So do we just click him, get him in there, lock him in, averaging 23 fantasy points per game? Do you just go ahead and go there? Oh, hang on 1 second.
Sorry about that delay. As far as Tom Brady goes, yeah, man. I mean, he's been going nuts lately. But again, if I'm going to compare this to the Carolina game because they have similar defenses and similar numbers, Brady only scored 10.7 points on that game. So
that's true.
It's a how do you think the game's going to flow? And Carolina, the Bears, the weakest they are on defense is against the run. I mean, historically speaking, this year for fantasy points allowed, it's the run game at 16th worst, and then tight ends at 13. So, I think, like I said, if you want to go Gronk in a couple lineups to be different, go for it, but that could shoot you in the foot.
Yeah.
I think Breit is a slick little play. And then, like I said, I think Jones is obviously a massive play. I will have some Brady's because you can't not take Brady. I just think that that's a way to get leverage on this week's games. And if I lose everything, well, it's no different than the past 2 weeks. So,
man, I was close with Tanyan in that captain spot.
I say I lose everything. I didn't lose everything. We were very close on a couple games. I mean, like all I needed was a throw to go the opposite direction. Really.
No.
But anyways.
Yes. Moving on.
Next conversation.
Nick Foles. Nick Foles, Allen Robinson, that kind of killer combo there.
I love Robinson this week. Here's a little history for you this year. The other game that Tampa Bay played, and it was a showdown slate, was against Carolina. Huh. Funny. Tampa Bay won 31-17 over Carolina, and your winning lineup was as follows: running back Tampa Bay, running back Cardinals, Carolina, which would be Chicago in this instance, 2 wide receivers from Chicago, and then a wide receiver from Tampa Bay, and the Tampa Bay defense. With that being said,
the fifth one was a what was
wide receiver
Tampa.
Tampa, correct.
Okay.
So I made a few lineups based off that, and they look really good. Really good. And Robinson was in all of them.
Wow. Okay. So Robinson, Montgomery, and Jones was the captain?
Yeah, Jones,
Montgomery. Did you do Mike Evans?
I did do Mike Evans. Mike Evans is in all of them as well. Now, mind you, this is only 10. These are like my first 10 splurts.
Did you do Anthony Miller?
He made it into a few. Yes, he did. He did make it into a few. I also pivoted and took Foles instead of a second wide receiver for Chicago. And then I pivoted and took Montgomery out and put Foles there and kept 2 wide receivers.
Oh, wow.
And the reason being is because the Tampa Bay defense is the 24th hardest against the run.
Interesting. Well, I like that. I did a Ronald Jones, David Montgomery, Evans, Foles, um, Keyshawn Vaughn, and Anthony Miller. That was pretty interesting.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It was pretty good. I like it.
I went. This is kind of my little core stack that I ended up upon, if you will.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was Ronald Jones, Mike Evans, Nick Foles, Montgomery Robinson, Keyshawn Vaughn. Left you $100 on the table. It's a pretty good one. Take that one. So we usually ask when you're there, kind of what's your lowest captain? What's the lowest tier on this slate that you're willing to go? And then lastly, Breit or Gronkowski is going to be the question everyone asks this week.
The lowest I'm going to go for a captain, I'm taking some stabs at Keyshawn Vaughn.
Okay.
I'm doing
it. Yeah, you did mention that. So
I'm doing it. I wouldn't recommend it. If you're going to do it once and do it in a lobby where there's like a shitload of people. Don't do it in a single entry or anything like that, obviously. But if other than that, the lowest I'm going on a captain is Jones.
Okay.
I just don't see anybody below that being able to produce against the Tampa Bay defense. Now, I know Jimmy Graham put up 24 a couple weeks ago. Could he do it again? Of course he could do it again. But you look at, Tampa Bay's defense against tight ends, and they're pretty sharp. They're only allowing 6.7 a game on average. So I don't like that play as a captain. Maybe he could sneak into a few lineups. But that's it. And same with Anthony Miller. Could he put up numbers? For sure he could put up numbers. I just don't know, though, against this defense, they don't allow that big of numbers to wide receivers historically. This year, they're 20th, so better than average, and they're only allowing 21.8 compared to most teams. So,
well, I think I'd rather have Miller than Graham.
I would too,
because I know Nicky Foles, and he slings the rock.
He does. He does.
If it was Trubisky, I think I'd rather have Graham.
I agree.
That's just where my brain goes.
Now, if you wanted to build some chalk lineups and be like everybody else, you put Robinson as the captain or Brady as the captain, and then you could get fancy down low and pick your $200 guys, and that's where your leverage is at. But I hate playing that way. I really do.
I know.
I do. I hate playing that way.
It's tough. But even playing a low-owned guy like last week, like Tanyan, right? Like, it was still hard to click his name. But after that first touchdown, I was just like, oh.
All you had to do was click his name one time as a captain, and you were in the money huge. You could have picked shitbirds the rest of the way, and you were still going to be in the money.
Yeah, he scored over 50 points in the captain spot. So.
And he was 4% owned. Insane.
It was awesome. The only reason I didn't win that lobby is because I had Malik Taylor instead of Zacchaeus. And the fact that Zacchaeus had so many catches and as many catches as he did was mind-numbing, and that none of it was going to Ridley. Like, Ridley, if you're not healthy, dude, don't play.
If Ridley would have just caught that touchdown pass, God damn it.
I know. So mind-numbing. So Breit or Gronkowski?
I like Breit, dude. I think Gronkowski's banged up. I think he's still sluggish because he likes to drink way too much and party way too hard. And I don't really see anything that's very promising. He's slow. He falls hard.
The strip club capital of the world.
Yeah, I'm not about it, dude. I'm not about it. And that could kill me. He could go out there and put 20 up, I guess.
Can you imagine if he does Tanyan things this week?
He won't.
I'll probably split it up. I've always liked Breit.
I love Breit.
That's just before.
I mean, Breit caught that winning touchdown last week.
My wild card of the slate, with no depth at running back, I like Cordarrelle Patterson on the Bears too. He's kind of like a jack of all trades and kind of does everything besides pass the football. He does kick return, punt return. He does the end arounds. He's kind of like their utility guy.
And he's due for a pop.
Yeah, he's really good, man.
Yeah, I have him in one lineup already.
And
So
like
I'm
every time
there.
I see him on the field, I always forget like how big and how fast he is. Like no one ever talks about that guy.
Dude, look at his neck. Look at his neck in the DK picture.
Let me see. Yeah, yeah.
Dude's huge.
I mean, so like I that's just my thoughts. He's been targeted a few times, and he's got some, whatever you want to do there, you go for it. It's not like he's a barn burner, but if you stack the top and you need 5 points out of someone,
Take it.
yeah.
Take
And when I look at the Bears, let me pull it up here. When I look at the Bears, and when you look at running backs, it shows Cordarrelle Patterson there.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, he's listed as a running back, and Tariq Cohen on IR. I don't know how you can trust Nall or Pierce. They might screw us, but I'd rather them screw us and me not have them than Patterson screw us and me not have him, because I should have known better having Patterson. So
He's going to get touches. He will get touches.
yeah, his name will be called.
Yeah.
I know you love kickers. Playing any kickers?
I am. Funny enough, you say that. I have a few of the Scoopapa, actually. Where's this here? Oh, here you go. Bears defense is the 7th worst in the league, allowing 10.3 points to kickers this year.
Jesus Christ.
These are the things you need to know if you want to win.
Oh, my God.
These are the things you need to know.
That's crazy. 10.3 points a game to a kicker?
Yeah, average. Yeah. Yeah, and Scoop's average boost is 7.3.
Let me ask you this. Does that mean that they thrive in red zone defense and they're just not letting guys score? Like, how does that – okay.
Yeah, I think what it is these lower end offenses can't quite get there, but they get there just enough to get a field goal.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. I really do. But at the same time, they obviously got a pretty decent defense. So, Carolina shut down Brady. If Carolina could shut down Brady, I sure as hell think fucking Chicago could.
Yeah, all right. And
that's where I'm at.
Which puts Santos in your lineups, because like Brady's one of those quarterbacks where he's gonna move the ball down the field. So they always had Gronkowski in season long. Why? Because Patriots move the ball down the field.
Yeah, but hold on. Yeah. No. You're talking about getting Tampa Bay's kicker, right?
Yeah.
That's Scoopapa.
Yeah.
Yeah, Santos is Chicago's.
Oh.
Yeah, Santos used to kick for Tampa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Switcheroo.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Boom. Yeah, so suck up.
Yeah, suck up. Sukaku.
Yeah.
Scoop.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. I also, like I said earlier, the Bucs defense I think is a very good play. I actually might do something a little wild and take them as a captain as well in a few.
Hey, that won the Chiefs game.
I mean, yes, and sometimes Nick Foles does explode, and not in a good way. I mean, he self-destructs.
Yeah.
So
implode. He implodes.
Implode. Thank you.
Well,
yeah. So, but I do like them as a pick, not as a captain. I think they can put up the points.
Cool.
Like I said, I'm basing a lot of this off of, the first 4 weeks numbers. Basing it a lot off of the Carolina-Tampa Bay game, because I do see Carolina and Chicago being very comparable teams, talent-wise, numbers-wise, really everything-wise. So if it goes anywhere close to the way that game went, the daddy gonna be happy.
Yeah, definitely. With so much trouble at wide receivers, you taking any stabs on guys on the Bucs? Or are you gonna roll with the tight ends? You like that Johnson, Mickens? I mean, it's Godwin's out. Watson.
I actually I had Watson in a few, but I had to switch them now.
Right.
So I like Evans, dude. I think Evans is really the only call there.
All right. Yeah, that's who he's gonna go to in the end zone. So.
Yeah. Or Breit, which is why I'm gonna have some Breits.
Right. For sure. Well, cool. So what lobbies are you in this week?
I think I'm just gonna put 20 or 25 in the $10 lobby.
Cool. And how many of those are Ronald Jones and the captain?
20.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. As a season-long owner and a Tampa Bay fan, that's good because I
Yeah.
want to see it. I want to see it. I mean,
Listen,
even in my homer leagues, like people drafted Leonard Fournette. Like I think we drafted on. I think we drafted the Wednesday before the Thursday night opener, and they were everyone was on Fournette. I'm just like, does like everyone just forget like how like toxic Leonard Fournette and like everything around the whole Leonard Fournette. I mean, even going back to him sitting out the bowl game because he didn't
yeah.
want to get injured before the draft. Like, dude, like, I don't know. I've always been against that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like bowl games mean so much to the whole organization, and like, yeah, he
It should
got
mean a
him
lot to
there,
him.
but like, be a man. Real man plays that game. And then like always injured, always questionable. I always avoided him, always fade him in everything I do. And then everyone, Fournette, and literally the guy right in front of me took Fournette. I was up the next pick. I went Ronald Jones. Like, you're an idiot. Like, he just got here yesterday. You know, like, what do you think's gonna happen? And long story short, I think I won that one.
Yeah.
I think I won that one. But
Listen, Jones goes out there and gets like 30-plus points. It's going to be a good day.
sometimes you just need to fade the noise. Sometimes you just need to fade the noise and just trust the process. And that's what I did with Ronald Jones. And I mean, even like 2 weeks ago, people on SiriusXM were just like, "Oh, it's Fournette," you know, especially after that game that you talked about with the Panthers. Oh, Fournette. Oh, it's Fournette's now. It's Fournette's now. Like, bye. Well, cool beans.
Hey, man, like I said, Jones is where it's at. I don't know, man. If my call of the week is to fade Brady and I'm right, just know that we were here and we said it, and y'all should pay us 10
Well,
bucks.
it's recording and it's consensual, so.
I'm just saying, like, nobody's going to tell you to fade Brady and be confident about it. I'm doing it, man. Let's hope I'm right.
Yeah, well, I even I'm kind of on the opposite end of that because I don't know who the hell he's going to throw it to. So I'd rather take the guy throwing the football. But if you're right, I mean that's $1 million decision. So
It is $1 million decision. It is $1 million decision.
And the people who faded Lamar in that Ravens Chiefs game,
But they were looking good,
yeah,
weren't they?
yeah.
Weren't they? So we'll see. That's all I got. Good luck. Shout at us. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, Facebook, WLF Bets, Twitter, Twatter, Tinder, not yet. And what's the other one? I forget the other one. Instagram, the most important one. Look us up.